ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ryan Awesome. And welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about TLC, WWE TLC 2020. Now, this show, it wasn't, it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a great show. It wasn't an awesome show. It wasn't a perfect show. It's not a show that I'll go back and watch, but it was a good show. It was a decent show. I was hearing people saying that it was the best pay per view of 2020. No, no, no. This was not the best pay per view of 2020. Main roster wise, no. That belongs to the Royal Rumble. That belongs to the 2020 Royal Rumble. That was the best main roster show of 2020, the Royal Rumble. But I would not go far and say that was the best pay per view of the year. No, that's way too far. It was a good show, but it's not. It wasn't that good. No. So yeah, first off, we started off with the pre-show. I didn't watch the pre-show entirely, but I did watch the 8-man tag. And so the 8-man tag, it was Daniel Bryan, Otis, Chad Gable, and Big E versus King Corbin or Baron Corbin, whatever you want to call him, with his Knights of the Lone Wolf, and that's Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler, the former Forgotten Sons members. Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn, who is the Intercontinental Champion. And yeah, this is a good match. It was good, but I didn't agree with the outcome. And so yeah, we had Cesaro and Chad Gable. They were going back and forth at one point, trading moves and outmaneuvering each other. We had a missile drop kick to Corbin from Daniel Bryan. And so that's when the heels they were taking control after this. And we had a hot tag to Otis. He gives out body slams and elbow strikes to Nakamura. We had a caterpillar. We had a caterpillar to Shinsuke Nakamura from Otis. And, everybody is brawling, going back and forth. We had a gut wrench power bomb to, I believe it was Chad Gable from Cesaro. We had a running knee to Corbin from Daniel Bryan. We had a uppercut. We had an uppercut to Daniel Bryan from Cesaro. We had a corner. We had a corner rolling German suplex to Cesaro from Chad Gable. And Sami Zayn, he was one guy on this match. He did not get involved at all in this match, and so he was basically letting everybody else do the work. And so Sammy, he came in at the right time when he thought it was the right time to come in. So he came in and he tries to give a haluva kick to Big E. So yeah, Big E, another one. They were going back and forth in this match. So yeah, he tries to give Big E a haluva kick. Big E counters it with a Uranagi slam, and then we had a big ending. We had the big ending to Sami Zayn to win. So Big E pins the Intercontinental Champion, and Daniel Bryan, Otis, Chad Gable, and Big E, they win the 8-man tag. So yeah, that's the part I didn't agree with. Big E pinning the champion. Big E pinning the champion. That's the part I didn't agree with. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Big E being the number one contender, but you know he should have. They should have booked him better. Like have him pick up wins over everybody else. Have him go through everybody on this roster and then send him after the Intercontinental Champion. But don't put him in a non-title match with the Intercontinental Champion and have him pin the champion. You already gave the match away at that point. And so that's why I didn't agree with it. Like, champions should not be losing in non-title matches. I don't care if it's a tag team match or a one-on-one match. They should not be pinned by anybody. Like, if you want, like, it would have played off so much better if Big E would have had more wins. If you would have went through everybody, send him some enhancement talent, I guess. Send him some enhancement talent first, and then have him beat them, and then go through everybody on the roster. It would have been so much better. And then send him after the championship. Have Big E on television say, "I want the Intercontinental Champion. I want the Intercontinental Championship." And nobody ain't gonna argue with that. They will be like, "Yeah, Big E, he deserves it. He deserved the Intercontinental Championship match. He gone through everybody. He beaten everybody. So why not? Why not send him after the Intercontinental Championship? But don't have him pin the champion. Don't have him in a match with the champion in a non-title match, because at that point you already gave the match away. So that's why I didn't agree with it. You know, and so now they booked the match. They booked the championship match on Friday Night SmackDown, which is on Christmas Day. So that should be a great match. And Big E will win the championship. He will win the Intercontinental Championship. And so, yeah, that was it with the pre-show. And so, yeah, right after this, we started off with the actual show. And it was AJ Styles with his associate Omos versus Drew McIntyre, who is the WWE champion. And this was a TLC match. So whoever climbs the ladder and grabs the championship will be the winner. And so at the start of the match, we had AJ Styles. He goes after McIntyre's leg in the start of the match, which is a smart move if you want to stop him from climbing up the ladder. We had a suplex throw to Styles from McIntyre. We had chops to Styles. We had a back body drop to Styles. We had McIntyre chopping AJ Styles over the top rope out like onto the floor. We had a stare off between McIntyre and Omos. We had McIntyre. He tries to climb the ladder, and Styles hit McIntyre with the chair in the leg, so he's targeting the leg again. And Styles, he sets up a chair in a corner turnbuckle, try to throw McIntyre into the chair, but McIntyre ended up throwing Styles into the chair that he set up. And so, yeah, McIntyre he climbs up the ladder again. And then Styles, he throws the chair at McIntyre. And then right after this, we had an enziguri. We had an enziguri to McIntyre. We had a Styles Clash attempt from Styles onto the ladder. But McIntyre, he reverses it and turns it into a Future Shock DDT. And we had a calf crusher. We had a calf crusher to McIntyre. So yeah, AJ Styles, he locks in the calf crusher with the ladder onto McIntyre's legs. And then he hits McIntyre with the chair, like in the back and then in the leg. We had Styles, he uses the chair to deliver the calf crusher onto McIntyre. And then Drew McIntyre, he grabs AJ Styles' head and then bashes it into the ladder to break up the submission move. And we had a overhead belly-to-belly suplex to AJ Styles on the ladder. We had a phenomenal forearm to McIntyre from AJ Styles. And then we had Omos. He brings in the ladder to try to assist AJ Styles. And then AJ, he climbs the ladder. And then McIntyre, he catches AJ Styles and lifts him up in a military press slam and just throws him over the top rope through the table that was outside of the ring. So AJ Styles, he went crashing through that table. And so right after that, we had The Miz. We had The Miz and John Morrison. They came out, The Miz with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And they attacked Drew McIntyre. Miz, he put McIntyre through the table that was set up in the ring. And The Miz, he cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase. He cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase. And it's a triple threat match now. It's a triple threat match. And The Miz, right after he cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase, he climbs up the ladder slowly, stupid. That's a stupid move from The Miz, a dumb move. You the freshest guy. You the freshest guy in this match. You the only person in this match that didn't take no damage, and you climbing up the ladder slowly instead of just running up the doggone ladder. Instead of running up the ladder and grabbing the championship, you want to climb up slowly. That was a dumb move. They made The Miz look stupid. And so, yeah, while The Miz was climbing up slowly, you had Omos. He gets into the ring, and he grabs The Miz. He stops The Miz from climbing up the ladder. He grabs him like he was holding a baby. And so, Omos, he walks over on the other side of the ring and just drops the Miz. He puts him over the top rope and drops him through the table, and the Miz went through the table outside of the ring. And then we had John Morrison from behind. He absolutely blasted Omos with a steel chair. And after he did that, dude, the chair broke into pieces. Omos did not sell for that chair shot. He hit Omos so hard with that chair. The chair broke. It was a loud. It sounded like a gunshot. Like he hit him with that chair hard, and he no-sold it, and the chair broke into pieces. And so right after that, Morrison was looking stunned. Omos was angry, so he turned around. Morrison tried to run away, and Omos, he didn't run after him. He walked after him. And so Morrison, he was trying to run away, and Omos, he was walking after him. So Morrison is out. And then McIntyre, you had McIntyre, AJ Styles, and Miz. They're fighting they fighting on a ladder. They all climb the ladder and they're fighting. And McIntyre, they were all knocking each other off the ladder and stuff. They were fighting. And then McIntyre, he knocks off Miz and Styles off the ladder. And then we had a Claymore. We had a Claymore kick to the Miz from Drew McIntyre. And then McIntyre, he climbs the ladder and he grabs not the Universal Championship. He grabs the WWE Championship. And he wins. Drew McIntyre wins and retains the championship. And so Drew McIntyre wins and is still the WWE Champion, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. There was no way. There was no way they were taking that championship off of Drew McIntyre. No way. And so yeah, Drew McIntyre, he wins. He wins and is still the WWE Champion. And his next opponent, I think it's Sheamus. I think Sheamus is the only one that deserves a championship match. Because who else is there on Monday Night Raw that Drew McIntyre could put the title on the line against? Sheamus. I say Sheamus. And Drew versus AJ. This match should have been somewhere else. It should have been at a bigger pay-per-view, not on TLC. TLC is a nothing pay-per-view. It is a nothing pay-per-view. I would have much rather had this at a bigger stage. But yeah, so AJ lost. AJ Styles, he lost. So what's next for AJ Styles? I don't know. Nothing. Nothing is left for AJ Styles. So yeah, I would have much rather put Drew and AJ at another pay-per-view, maybe at WrestleMania, have Drew McIntyre and Sheamus at the Royal Rumble, and then have Drew and AJ at WrestleMania. And so yeah, that was it. This was a good match. A good match. The Miz, he looked like an idiot in this match. Drew McIntyre won, and that was the right outcome. Drew McIntyre retains the championship, which is the right move. And it was a great match. It was a great match to start off the show. And you had to space out. You had to space out those TLC matches. You couldn't have them close up together. So yeah, that was it. And so yeah, right after this we had the SmackDown Women's Championship match. It was Carmella versus Sasha Banks, who is the SmackDown Women's Champion. And so yeah, at the start of the match, we had Carmella. She was running away from Sasha Banks, and then Sasha, she goes after Carmella, and Carmella, she was targeted in the back, and Sasha, she throws Carmella. Yeah, at one point she throws Carmella out of the ring, and then Reginald, Carmella's, I guess, errand boy or champagne guy or her butler or something like that, caught Carmella, and yeah, he catches Carmella. Carmella almost fell to the ground, so he catches her at the last minute, at the last second, and so Sasha, she went out of the ring, and she tries to attack Carmella while Reginald was holding her, and so Reginald, he uses Carmella to hit Sasha with the Hurricane Rana, so he uses Carmella as a weapon to hit Sasha Banks, and that should have been a disqualification. That should have been a disqualification right there. I was like, ref, you saw it. The referee saw it. Should have been a disqualification. But they continued with the match. So yeah, Carmella, she slams. So yeah, at one point she slams Banks into the ring apron, or on the ring apron. And then we had the three amigos. We had the three amigos from Sasha Banks. So Sasha Banks is fighting back. She hits Carmella with the three amigos, follow up by a frog splash, and Carmella she kicks out. So Sasha Banks she was paying homage to her hero Eddie Guerrero with the three amigos and that frog splash, and Carmella she kicks out of all of that. And so we had a sit out. We had a sit out face buster from Carmella. Sasha Banks spiked. She hit her head right on the mat. It was a brutal face buster from Carmella. And Banks she kicks out. She kicks out of it. And Carmella she couldn't believe it, and so she went for the cover again. Banks kicks out again. And so yeah, Carmella is frustrated. She's talking trash to Sasha Banks. We had a super kick. So yeah, we had a super kick to Banks outside of the ring. So yeah, from outside of the ring. So Carmella is outside of the ring, and Sasha Banks she's hanging from the ring apron, and so Carmella she hits Banks with the super kick, and she brings her back into the ring. She goes for the cover, hooks both legs, and Banks she grabs the rope, the bottom rope, and so we had a top rope hurricanrana from Carmella turned into a roll up, and so Carmella she kicks out. Yeah, Carmella kicks out, and we had roll ups at the roll ups, and we had a code of silence. We had a code of silence. Carmella's submission move to Sasha Banks. Banks escapes, and we had a bank statement. We had a bank statement to Carmella. So yeah, we had a bank statement to Carmella, and we had Reginald. We had Reginald. He pulls Carmella out of the ring. Man, my phone is ringing. All right, so he pulls Carmella out of the ring while Sasha Banks had the bank statement locked in, and yeah, he pulls out of the ring, and we had a meteora. We had a meteora to Reginald. We had a meteora to Reginald from Banks. So yeah, we had a meteor. We had a meteor to Reginald from Sasha Banks, and we had a super kick to Banks. Banks kicks out. We had a bank statement to Carmella from Sasha Banks, and Carmella she taps out, and Sasha Banks wins and is still the SmackDown Women's Champion, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Sasha Banks retains the title, and this wasn't bad. This wasn't a bad match at all. Both Sasha Banks and Carmella, they both look good in this match. And Carmella, she took it to Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks is always great in the ring. And so yeah, what's next for Sasha Banks? Probably Bianca Belair or maybe Bayley. One of those challenges will work for me. I don't know what they're gonna have it at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. I would have much rather have it at WrestleMania. Maybe have Bianca at the Royal Rumble. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But both of those matches, either if it's whether it's Bayley or Bianca Belair, those are both WrestleMania matches. And so yeah, right after this we had the Raw Tag Team Championship match. It was the Hurt Business, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander with MVP in their corner versus the New Day, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions. That's Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. And so yeah, to start off the match, we had a quick super kick to Cedric Alexander from Kofi Kingston, and Alexander he kicks out, and we had a leg drop. So Kingston he tags in Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods delivers a top rope leg drop to Alexander. Alexander kicks out, and so yeah, Cedric Alexander he was getting his ass handed to him in the start of the match, and so we had a spine buster. So yeah, the Hurt Business takes control. They take back control in the match. We had a spine buster from Shelton Benjamin to Xavier Woods. We had a swinging DDT to Benjamin from Woods. Benjamin kicks out. We had a knee to Woods from Shelton Benjamin. and Benjamin, he throws Woods into the bottom turnbuckle, and then Woods hit his neck. He hit his neck on that bottom turnbuckle, so they targeted the neck. And we had a boom drop. We had a boom drop attempt from Kofi Kingston, and the Hurt Business they attacked Kofi Kingston. They countered it, and so yeah, they ended up countering it, and the New Day ended up taking back control of the match. And so we had a SOS to Cedric Alexander from Kofi Kingston. Alexander kicks out. We had a jumping knee. We had a jumping knee to we had a jumping knee follow up by a brainbuster to Kofi Kingston from Cedric Alexander. We had a superplex to Kofi Kingston from Shelton Benjamin, and Benjamin goes for right after that he tries to go for a move, he tries to get Kofi Kingston up, like he's standing there, he's just staring there waiting for Kofi Kingston to get up. And so Cedric Alexander, he from behind tags himself in, and Shelton Benjamin not happy about it. And so Cedric Alexander, he picks up Kofi Kingston and hit Kingston with a lumbar check to win. So Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin wins. They win the match and are the new Raw Tag Team Champions. And the Hurt Business wins. They won. And this was a must win. This was a must win for the Hurt Business because they lost. They lost to the New Day time and time and again. I think the first time I didn't watch it. I didn't watch Raw, but they lost. They lost to the New Day. From what I heard, they lost to the New Day. And then they tried to get a rematch out of them and they lost again. And then Cedric Alexander, I think he beat Kofi Kingston. He beat Kofi Kingston in a one-on-one match, so that's what granted them an opportunity at the tag team titles. And that's how they got the tag team championship match. And so, the Hurt Business won. They won the championships. And what's next for them? What's next for the Hurt Business? Nothing. Because there's nobody on the tag team roster. There's nobody. How you going to defend the championship against no tag team division? It don't make any sense. The only tag teams on Raw is the New Day. Is the New Day and the Hurt Business. Those are the only two tag teams. So them winning the championships is pointless. Them having two separate tag team championships that's pointless. That's pointless. Them having two tag team championships instead of merging the divisions together. They need to do that. They need to merge the divisions together. Have a tag team championship float from Raw to SmackDown. But no, they want to have two tag team championships with no tag teams. But yeah, nothing is left for the Hurt Business. They don't have no competition because there are no tag teams. And then they trying to make up a tag team. They trying to make up tag teams like they try to put Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle together as a tag team. Like, dude, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. They're not a tag team. They're not a tag team. And you trying to put them together, dude? It's not gonna work. It's not. If you want to make the tag team division better, please do not put a makeshift tag team together because it's not gonna work. So yeah, that was it. That was it with the tag team match. It was a good match, but it's pointless. It was pointless. The tag team division is a shame. It's a shame. It's disgraceful. There is no tag team. So yeah, speaking of tag teams, we had another tag team match, but this time it was from the women. It was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, who are the women's tag team champions, versus Asuka, who is the Raw Women's Champion, and a mystery partner. And the mystery partner was Charlotte Flair. It was supposed to be Asuka and Lana versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, but Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, they injured Lana on Monday Night Raw. And so Asuka, she needed a partner. And Charlotte Flair was her partner. And I knew it. I knew it was her partner. Because Charlotte, she was out for a while. And like, man, Charlotte's coming back. She is coming back. And so it was Charlotte. And, I didn't care about the match. I really didn't care about the match. I did not care about the women's tag team match. I didn't at all. Because I already knew what was going to happen in the end. Charlotte was going to be the partner. And then they was going to end up winning the tag team titles. And that's what happened. They won the tag team titles. And so, yeah. We had kicks to Asuka from Baszler. We had an armbar to Baszler. Baszler escapes. And so Charlotte Flair, She tags in and she goes after Baszler and Jax. We had strikes and kicks to Jax from Asuka. We had a code breaker to Jax from Asuka. So we had an arm stomp to Asuka from Shayna Baszler. So Shayna Baszler is targeting the arm. We had at one point Nia Jax throwing Asuka into a barricade. We had a spinning back fist to Nia Jax from Asuka. We had a hot tag to Charlotte Flair. She chops Nia Jax over and over and over again. And one thing I hate about these shows, man, on the main roster is the piped in crowd. I don't like it at all. Like, dude, it sounds so stupid. Like, dude, I don't understand why they don't have actual people in there instead of having some virtual people and a fake crowd noise. Like, it was annoying. It was annoying me. It was annoying the hell out of me with those fake piped in crowd noises. I hated it every second of it. And so you heard the crowd, woo, like woo. And then they had a camera that showed Ric Flair in the back. He was backstage and he was watching the match. And so yeah, we had Charlotte. She delivers her top rope moonsault onto Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler outside of the ring. We had a blind tag from Asuka. We had a Samoan drop to Charlotte Flair. We had a Kirifuda clutch to Asuka from Shayna Baszler. We had Charlotte tagging in, delivers a figure eight to Shayna Baszler. Nia Jax stops the figure eight. And we had a hip attack to Nia Jax from Asuka outside of the ring. We had a Kirifuda clutch to Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte escapes. And then we had a natural selection. We had a natural selection to Shayna Baszler from Charlotte Flair to win the tag team titles. So Charlotte and Asuka, they won the tag team titles. And you know who was pinned? Shayna Baszler was pinned. And just like what I said before, I did not care. I did not care about this match because I don't care about Charlotte Flair. I don't like Charlotte Flair. She don't deserve no championships. She like her first match back. Her first match back is a championship match. Like, why didn't you just give it to Lana? I would have much rather had Lana there. Like, you built up Lana. You had Lana be the sole survivor of the Survivor Series. And you ain't going to give her no championship match? You have her win the Survivor Series. You have her pin Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. And you have her taken out of this championship match. Only to give it to Charlotte Flair, a person that don't deserve it. Like, that's their problem. They give everything to Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair wants, and they give Charlotte Flair whatever she wants. Like, instead of giving somebody else an opportunity, Charlotte Flair always get the opportunity. She always take everything that don't belong to her. Just like the Royal Rumble. She wasn't supposed to win the Royal Rumble. It was supposed to be Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler was supposed to win the Royal Rumble. And they changed it to Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair ended up winning the Royal Rumble. And then she went on and challenged the NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. And she beat Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley should have won that match. She should have won against Charlotte Flair. But they had to push Charlotte Flair. They always do it for Charlotte Flair and nobody else. They don't want to push nobody else but Charlotte Flair. And that's the problem with WWE. They push whoever they want to push. And if you don't look like Charlotte Flair, if you're not a plastic Barbie doll like Charlotte Flair, then you ain't gonna get pushed. You ain't gonna get no opportunities. And that's not right. That's not right at all. And that's why I said Charlotte don't deserve nothing. She don't deserve nothing. And I think the only reason why she won the tag team title is because the fact she's not a Grand Slam champion. So that's why they put the title on her so that she could be the Grand Slam champion. Congratulations, Charlotte Flair. Congratulations. You are a Grand Slam champion. Right after this, you don't deserve nothing else. You don't deserve nothing else. That's it. No more championships for you. You need to go on the back of the line like everybody else and wait your turn. Because there are so many people on this roster that deserves more opportunities than you. And this is exactly what's gonna happen. This is exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna lose the tag team titles. And Asuka, who is the Raw Women's Champion, they're gonna feud. They're gonna feud over the Raw Women's Championship, Charlotte and Asuka. And then Charlotte, she's gonna take the championship off of Asuka. And then Charlotte gonna be the Raw Women's Champion. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it of the storyline. Charlotte is gonna be the champion at the end of the day. That's how everything ends. with Charlotte being a champion. And they said that she was a 12-time women's champion. Well, you might as well make that 13 or 14, whatever. But yeah, Charlotte don't deserve nothing. She don't deserve no more championships. No more championships. But yeah, that was it. That was my rant, man, on Charlotte. And that's why I didn't care. I didn't care about the match. I didn't care. I did not care about the women's tag team match. So yeah, right after this we had the Universal Championship match, the TLC Universal Championship match between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman, which was the best match of the show. And at that point, I was wondering, man, why is this not the main event of the show? And so yeah, Roman Reigns, who was the Universal Champion, with Paul Heyman in his corner versus Kevin Owens. So yeah, Roman Reigns, he was making his entrance. I'm still waiting for a new entrance theme from Roman Reigns. I am still waiting for new theme music from Roman Reigns. But we didn't get that tonight. I mean, last night. So yeah, Roman Reigns, he was making his entrance to the ring, and Kevin Owens, he attacks Roman Reigns from out of nowhere. Doesn't make an entrance. He attacks Roman Reigns, and yeah, we had a cannonball. So he's beating the hell out of Roman Reigns. They fight outside the ring. We had a cannonball to Roman Reigns into the barricade. We had a frog splash to Roman Reigns. We had onto the floor. So he delivers a frog splash from the ring apron on the floor onto Roman Reigns. And so we had Owens, he goes for the ladder, he tries to climb the ladder, and Jey Uso, he gets involved. And we had a super kick to Uso from Owens. And, Owens, he saw it coming. So he gave Uso a super kick. Owens, he uses a chair. He hits Uso with the chair and crushes his ankle with the chair. So Uso is taken out. And officials they're helping up Jey Uso. They taking him away from ringside. And then right after that we had a drive-by. We had a drive-by kick from Roman Reigns to Kevin Owens. And then we had Roman Reigns, he uses the steel steps and he hits Kevin Owens with it over and over and over again. And then we had Roman Reigns using the ladder on Owens. He hits Owens with the ladder. And then we had Reigns, he grabs a steel chair and hits Owens with the chair over and over again. We had a back body drop to Kevin Owens onto 2 sitting chairs that was in the ring. And we had a fisherman suplex on Roman Reigns on the chair that was sitting down. We had Owens, right after that, he climbs up the ladder, and Jey Uso again stops him. He stops Kevin Owens. So Jey Uso, he was hobbling on one leg, and he stops it. He stops Kevin Owens. And so yeah, he was fighting off. So Kevin Owens, he was fighting off Uso, and we had a Superman punch out of nowhere from Roman Reigns to Kevin Owens. And so Reigns and Uso, they bring in tables, and Kevin Owens, he was fighting back. We had a super kick to Jey Uso, followed up by a stunner to Roman Reigns. And then we had a pop-up. We had a pop-up powerbomb to Jey Uso through the commentary table. And we had Kevin Owens, he was literally burying Jey Uso with the announce table, with the broken pieces of the commentary table on top of Jey Uso. So right after that, we had Kevin Owens, he was climbing up the ladder. And then Roman, he climbs too. And we had a powerbomb. So yeah, we had a powerbomb to Kevin Owens on a small ladder. And so yeah, they were fight going back and forth with each other. And then Roman Reigns, he just powerbombs Kevin Owens through that ladder. It was a small ladder that was sitting in the corner of the ring, the corner turnbuckle. And when he powerbombed Kevin Owens, he ricocheted off of that ladder. So yeah, that was brutal. And we had a back suplex to Owens on the edge of the ladder. And we had Roman Reigns, he hits Kevin Owens with a Uranagi through the table that was set outside of the ring. And we had Reigns, he throws the announce chair. He throws the commentary chair at Kevin Owens. We had a Samoan drop through the table outside the ring. And Roman Reigns, he slowly climbs up the ladder. And Owens, he stops him. And so Kevin Owens, he kept coming back and he kept coming back and back and back. Kevin Owens would not stay down. This entire match, Kevin Owens kept getting up. And Roman Reigns and everybody else, the commentary team was wondering, man, why is this guy still getting up? And so Roman Reigns, he trash talks Kevin Owens. You know, Kevin Owens slaps Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns just spears Kevin Owens through that table that was set in the corner of the ring. And Kevin Owens still got up. He got up after that. And then Roman Reigns, he tries to spear Kevin Owens again through the barricade outside of the ring. And so Roman Reigns, he ran fast. Kevin Owens moved out of the way, and Roman Reigns crashed and burned through that barricade. He hit that barricade hard. And so Kevin Owens, he was climbing up the ladder, and Reigns, at the last second, stops Kevin Owens from grabbing the title because he had his hands on the title. And we had a super kick. We had 2 super kicks to Roman Reigns. We had a pop-up powerbomb turn into a Superman punch. So we had Kevin Owens hit a pop-up powerbomb. Roman Reigns turns it into a Superman punch. And then we had a pop-up powerbomb to Roman Reigns through a table. And then Owens, he climbs up the ladder again, has his hands on the title. Uso stops him at the last second. And so Owens, he fights off Uso. And then Owens, he climbs up the ladder again. He almost has the title. And then Reigns climbs the ladder too. And he low blows Kevin Owens from, while he was climbing up the ladder. He low blows Kevin Owens while he was on a ladder. And so Roman Reigns, right after that, he locked in the guillotine choke. And Kevin Owens, he falls off the ladder. And then Roman Reigns, he grabs the championship. And is still the Universal Champion. And so that was it. That was a great match. And I was wondering, man, why was this not the main event? And I realized why it wasn't the main event, but at that point I was like, man, why is this not the main event? And it was a great match. A great match from Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. They both looked great in this match and everything. And yeah, that was it. That was the end of the match. And so right after this, we had the main event. So yeah, another thing. Like, what's next? What's next for Roman Reigns? Who is his next challenger? Because nobody is taking that title off of Roman Reigns. Nobody is taking that title off of Roman. And so yeah, right after that, we had the main event. It was the Firefly. It was a Firefly Inferno match. And the only way to win the match is to light your opponent on fire to win the match. So it was Randy Orton versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. And so Randy Orton, he comes out to the ring, not wearing his ring gear. He wearing regular clothes with a hoodie, with some jeans. So that's really smart. And so yeah, Randy Orton, he hits The Fiend. So yeah, we started off the match. There were a fight going, like Randy Orton, he was striking The Fiend. He was punching The Fiend. He was kicking The Fiend. And The Fiend, he was laughing. And so we had an RKO attempt. So Orton tried to go for the RKO. And The Fiend, he goes after Orton, giving him uppercuts and everything. And we had a crossbody to Orton. We had a Sister Abigail attempt from Bray Wyatt. Orton turns it into a backbreaker. And yeah, we had the Sister Abigail to Orton. And then right after that, the Thunderdome sets on fire. So yeah, with the Inferno match, how the Inferno match was, like the ring would be set on fire, but we didn't see that. It had like bars that was outside the ring, and those were set on fire. Those things were set on fire. And so yeah, so it was a brawl outside the ring, and whenever somebody hit the ground, the fire would increase, like the fire pressure would increase. And so yeah, so they were both trying to set each other on fire, and so yeah, we had one point, The Fiend, he uses a strap. He hits Orton with the strap. And then he set the strap on fire. And he tried to hit Orton with it. And Orton moved out of the way at the last second. And so we had The Fiend. He tries to use a pickaxe, whatever you call it. And Orton, he dodges it. And we had The Fiend. He brings in a rocking chair. Sister Abigail's rocking chair. And the Fiend, he pours in a line of gasoline. He pours it in, while Orton was sitting on the chair. He was sitting in the rocking chair while Orton, while the Fiend, he had the gasoline. He pours the gasoline on the ground while Orton was sitting in the chair, the rocking chair. And he set the line of gasoline on fire. And then Orton, he moved out of the way at the last second. At the last second, he almost caught it on fire. And so Orton, he grabs a weapon. He grabs an axe handle, hit the Fiend with it. And Orton, he uses a steel chair to... Yeah, he uses a steel chair. No, a steel chain. He uses a steel chain as brass knucks. And then he tries to set the Fiend's face on fire. And the Fiend fights out of it. We had a Uranagi to Orton, followed up by a neck snap. We had a Fiend. The Fiend setting, the Fiend, he was setting weapons on fire the entire time. We had a draping DDT to the Fiend from the ring apron. Randy Orton tried to go for the RKO. And the Fiend turned it into the mandible claw to Orton. So he tries to, he had the mandible claw locked in. And he tried to put Orton he tried to set Orton on fire. And so Randy Orton turned himself away from the fire, and then Bray Wyatt ended up getting caught on fire. And while Bray Wyatt was on fire, man, he still had the mandible claw locked in. And so Orton, he fight out of the mandible claw, and the Fiend was on fire. The Fiend was on fire. His jacket was on fire. And so Orton, he moved away. He went back into the ring, and the Fiend chased after Orton. The Fiend chased after Randy Orton while the Fiend was on fire. He chased after Randy Orton, and then Randy Orton gave him an RKO. And the Fiend was laying down on the mat while he was still on fire. He was still on fire, and then the fire had went out. The fire went out, and then Orton went to go check on the Fiend. He was kicking him and everything, and so Orton the fire went out. He was checking on him, and then Orton he gets the gasoline. He gets the gasoline bottle. He pours the whole bottle onto the Fiend, and I use that lightly. The Fiend. And he gets a box of matches, and he light up the match, and he waited into the fire, like he was waiting for a while. He was waiting a long time for the fire to go out on the match. And so he lights up the match. He waited until the match, reached the tip, I guess, to reach the tip, and so he ended up flicking. He flicked the match onto Bray Wyatt, and then the Fiend entire body was set on fire. And that was it. The commentary team was telling him, "Don't do this, Randy. Do not do this. Don't do this, Randy." And he ended up doing it. And so, he set the Fiend on fire. His entire body, the Fiend. It was a dummy. It was a dummy, guys. It was a dummy. It was not Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was not set on fire. It was a dummy. They try to make it look like he was set on fire, but it was a dummy that was set on fire. They had to edit something out to make it look like it was Bray Wyatt that was on fire. And so that was it. That was it. Randy Orton wins. Randy Orton wins the match, and the Fiend is no more. The Fiend is dead. That character, man, they ruined Bray Wyatt. They ruined this character. Bray Wyatt could have been special. He could have been special. He could have been a special character, but WWE, they ruined him. They ruined Bray Wyatt. They ruined the Fiend character and everything. Like they never their problem is they never strike when the iron is hot with Bray Wyatt. That was their problem. When Bray Wyatt was popular and everything, when he was feuding with Seth Rollins, they should have gave him the championship at Hell in a Cell that year. But they ended up DQing Seth Rollins in the Hell in a Cell. How in the world you get DQ'd in a Hell in a Cell match? It don't make no sense. And then right after that, he did end up winning the championship. And then he lost, in February of this year, he lost to Goldberg at the Crown Jewel event. And so that was the cherry on top of the cake. He lost to Goldberg. And I'm still mad. I'm still mad at the fact that happened. He should have been the Universal Champion this entire time, but he lost it to Goldberg. And he ended up winning the championship back, and I was like, man, what was the point of him losing the championship only to have him win it back? It make no sense at all. But What's next for Bray Wyatt? What's next for him? What's next for him? Like, you killed Bray Wyatt, you killed the Fiend. Like, what's next for him? I think the Fiend might come back. He might come back. I don't know. I don't think he will. After that, I wouldn't. I wouldn't come back. But yeah, man, that was it, man. That was TLC. That was TLC. WWE TLC 2020. It wasn't a bad show. It was a decent show. It was a good show, but it wasn't a great show. It wasn't a great show at all. It wasn't an awesome show. It's not a show that I'll go back and watch or nothing. It was a good show. It was a decent show. But anyway, man, if you like this video, man, hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting for? Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And that way, ladies and gentlemen, you will become an awesome one. And turn on that bell for all notifications. And that way, ladies and gentlemen, you will know when my next video will come out. And share this video. Share this video with everybody you come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. And that's it. And hit the thumbs up. Hitting the thumbs up is important. It helps out the channel. And it helps out the video. So hit those thumbs up. Don't just watch the video. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. But yeah, man, that's it. And this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. And that's that.